I'm Trip Clark.
And I'm Tom Lang, and this is Open Throttle 360.
Welcome to Open Throttle 360. Tom, it's hard to believe our last live episode of season 2.
Where'd the time go?
I have no idea. It goes fast.
Sure
When you're
does.
having fun, that's what they say, right?
Yeah.
We're here on a gorgeous fall day in beautiful Glenshaw, Pennsylvania, along Route 8 at the place where you butter your bread, AID Parts Company. And Tom, I have to say, I'm a little surprised. I figured the being a celebrity host and barking out orders at the track was your day job, no?
No, most of us in motorsports, we've got to have a real job. And this is mine, reconditioning cylinder heads for AID.
Well, and I know we're going to get a chance to talk with Mark, your boss, a little later on.
Yeah, he'll give you the backstory of AID.
Good, looking forward to it.
If you've ever been at a car cruise or a car show and you saw a really neat car, and you wondered how did it get to be what it is, there's always a story behind those cars. Sometimes the owner scrimped and saved their whole life to build the car of their dreams. And here's one of those stories.
When you see a sweet custom car, it's easy to be distracted by the shine of the chrome or the depth of the gorgeous paint job. But like a Picasso or a Rembrandt, there's a story behind these paint jobs. Sometimes it's stories of resurrecting high school memories. Sometimes the stories are even more poignant. Here's one of those stories.
My name is Tom Buchanan. I am from Baden, Pennsylvania, originally born and raised in Economy Borough, but I now live in Baden, Pennsylvania. Very familiar with this area. This is home country for me. My car is a 1966 Chevrolet Nova. Chevy 2, they used to call them. When I graduated from high school, it was 1968, and I always wanted a 67 Nova, and at the time, you know, things were crazy back then, money-wise and everything else, and with the Vietnam War and all that, and I never really got the car. I had quite a few other cars through my life, but I always wanted to get a 66 or a 67 Chevy Nova. I picked this car up in Meadville, Pennsylvania about 15 years ago as a stock Nova. Refinished it one time, and I drove it for probably 13 years, and then I decided to do what I wanted to do years ago, and that was make a nasty looking, good running pro street car. Everybody said I was nuts for doing it because the car was super nice. It had all the original sheet metal and everything. Everybody said I was crazy for tearing it down, but you know, it's your car. You do what you want to do with your car.
And for someone like Tom Buchanan, that meant searching for the right person who had the chops to pull it off. That's when he discovered Bruce Harvey.
The main reason I chose Bruce was he does some really nice paint work, and the colors that we chose for the car, he really made them work out perfect. I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything better than that. I was wanting a tangerine and a black. He suggested that we go with the root beer and with the tangerine dust and the root beer, and boy, am I glad we did, because when the sun comes out, it just totally makes the car look different, and when it gets darker in the evening, the root beer really comes out great in the car too. This car is actually built for the drag strip. It's a pro street car, but if I wanted to take it to the strip, there would be no problem. It's got the roll cage and it's all ready to do that. Everything under the hood and inside the trunk and inside the interior of the car all matches the outside, the way the colors flow from the bottom up. That was one thing that Bruce paid a lot of attention to, and I was very happy about that. People really notice that, and it's a real eye catcher when everybody's looking under your hood and they can see that you know how neat it is. That's the noisemaker.
If you're ever lucky enough to ride in the passenger seat of Tom's Chevy, it becomes very obvious just how much fun he has driving it. But what's his favorite part about owning the car?
I mean, this is something that I've wanted all my life. And to have people tell you that you did it right after waiting a lifetime and saving a lifetime, it really makes you feel good. You know, it makes me happy, but when you take it out, it makes the people around you happy. And when you're going down the boulevard and the guy passes you with his thumb sticking out the window, giving you the thumbs up, that's telling you something. Dream car, no. I think I had that car when I was 18 years old in high school. Boy, I wish I had it today. It was a 61 bubble top Chevrolet. It was one of very few made. If I had that car today, that would be my dream car, because they're very rare and they're hard to find. But for this to be considered a dream car, I wouldn't, like I said, I don't think I'd call it a dream car. I'd call it my happy car. It makes me happy.
It's hard to believe that it's been 9 months of coverage to put together season 2 of Open Throttle 360. We figured one of the best ways to kind of look back and reflect on all the places we've been, starting with a very, very cold day in Mercer, PA, we'll show you some of the best and some of the rest.
Welcome to Open Throttle 360 as we begin our second season.
What the hell do you say?
I don't know, what did I say last time? We're not going to make a star out of you.
Oh, you have to.
Well, I'm not a star yet.
Well, you will be when I get done with you.
Okay.
You got to maintain mostly.
The trick to winning is probably maintain.
Try to maintain.
So,
follow us on Facebook.
You forgot this. Even I'm starting a script.
There you go.
Glad to have you, Tom.
Heavenly Father, we're grateful that we can come to Mercer Raceway Park.
It's 323 cubic inches, twin turbos off a Cummins diesel, 2,000 horsepower, about 30 pounds of boost.
and is it true you took a week off work to clean the car?
It wasn't a whole week, but it was pretty much of a weekend, and that was probably around 1980. That was the last time it was out in the rain.
And I put a 4-speed Lenko in it because I want it to be fun to drive, and the Lenko is pretty fun to drive on the straight.
And unfortunately, I can't figure out how to get out of this car. Oh. Now there's the ultimate in luxury. Carol, I'm looking under the hood and I don't see an engine in there.
Well, I had a little bit of a mishap in September in Indianapolis, and well, here was the end result.
Aren't these two pieces supposed to be attached to each other?
Holy Christ, you wasn't even in diapers when I was racing.
You had over 200 wins?
No, over 500 wins.
My math was never my strong point.
I could tell that, yeah, but I won them the hard way.
I forgot what I was going into, sorry.
Hope you enjoyed it.
I was still racing. A fellow was doing a radio show on WEDO, and he said, I can't come on a Saturday. This was in 1985. He said, will you fill in for me? And he never came back. And I've been rapping on racing. This will be our 30th year.
Ralph Quarterson, one of the pets of our radio show. We try to mention your name every week because I know you're a hero to some of our friends. Finally corralled you for an interview.
Yeah, I didn't know anybody knew old buggers like me.
Not only was it just our family, but it was like an extended family. You had your racing family, and it was nice to look forward to seeing them each weekend.
I thought you were going to lead into Bruce.
Nice you're here.
That wasn't good.
It's just go.
So there was a lot of bumping and dumping.
Oh, he had a bumper on the back of his car, and every time there's a dent on it, his wife would write my name on it or Vic George's name on it.
Were you responsible for those dents?
A lot of them, yeah.
Another one of those, closely related to Heidelberg, was Pittsburgh Raceway Speedway. God. Another one closely related to that. You've got some sort of a sorry.
Nicknamed Turkey. Where'd you get that name?
You know, everybody says turkeys can't fly, and I'm trying to prove them wrong every day, but it's not working out too well. So, you know, I guess I got a long neck. I don't know, girlfriend puts a collared shirt on me so they can't tell, but I guess I don't know.
Can I say something about the groundhog? Because he's out of his mind?
No. No, the weather's a different part of the show. We don't do the weather.
We've got a major problem on the racetrack.
Okay, compose yourself. And right now, we're going to give the chance of... It's fans, not chance.
The chance of fans.
And Gus Linder and Dick Linder, and he just invited all his buddies there. And I kicked their bums.
Did your parents ever find out that we were doing that?
Nope. So, Mom, sorry if you hear about this way.
Red Johnson, congratulations on your victory.
Well, thank you. It's pretty muddy and sloppy out there.
If you have any comments or questions or suggestions for Open Throttle 360, send us an email at
Tell him I look like Jack Nicholson.
They can figure that out for themselves. Yeah. This is Tom Lang reporting for Open Throttle 360. All right, that's one down.
The best tires, parts, and service. Tire Town.
We told you earlier we were going to get a chance to talk to Mark Miller, president of AID. And this is Mark Miller. And Mark, thanks for having us here today.
Thanks for coming, Tom. You still on the clock?
Yes, matter of fact, I am. Why don't you tell us a little bit about AID?
Well, AID stands for Auto Industrial Diesel. My father started this business in 1973. He formerly worked for Motive Parts, and they were being bought out, and he decided to start his own engine machine shop.
Well, what all do we do here at AID?
We do cylinder boring, cylinder decking, crankshaft grinding, rod reconditioning, cylinder head rebuilding. We do it all. We're a complete engine shop.
And you even rebuild engines when necessary?
Yes, sir.
Now, it's not just diesel engines that you work on here.
Yeah, I work on some custom engines. I've worked on some dirt car engines. I've worked on asphalt motors, drag motors, boat motors. I've had all of everything.
You did a little racing yourself in your time, didn't you?
Yes, I have. I used to race out of the old Keystone out there, and most of the time I beat myself.
And most people do. That's just the nature of the beast there.
Yes, it is.
Now, this particular engine that we're leaning on, the viewers of Open Throttle 360 may remember earlier this year, we shot a segment at Bruce Harvey Pro Comp Custom, which is just down the road from us on Route 8, and we used a 1968 Olds Cutlass convertible as a prop. This engine is destined to go in that car.
Yes, we're nearing completion on this motor. We're just waiting for a few more pieces, and we're going to get that motor running and get it in the customer and make them real happy.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to enjoy it, and that car is going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to run good, too.
Something else the viewers may enjoy is a look at some more of the highlights of Season 2 of Open Throttle 360. Now you can see me?
Well, now I can, yeah.
Okay.
You can feel this thing going down through there. It's a big car.
It's a big boat, yeah.
Kind of like a big woman. I like big women, too.
We figured if you're going to shoot a show about racing, you better know why we're all so crazy. So he geared the car up, and we geared him up. Unfortunately, that left me with the camera.
Please don't bottom out. Oh my God.
You're not afraid to take a little coaching off your son?
None at all.
No, it takes a man to say that, I'll tell you.
Don't die, please.
Love it, man.
Yeah, nice night.
Their ages don't add up to the car number.
You're right.
So I got shoes older than those kids.
Hey, I heard you need a new wardrobe.
Yeah, I could use some new clothes. I was just a little choppy because I was thinking instead of talking. Where did you develop the talent for consistently pulling the last pill in the pill draw?
It's just it's just the luck of the draw, and I certainly can draw.
Should I be holding a number under me like a mug shot? I can always tell when it's a girl in the car Because when you look inside the face shield, you can see the eye makeup.
Yeah.
I'm usually not a cocky guy, but I am going to school you today. I'm very confident in that.
So what, are you going to teach me better grammar or what? Because I'm going to tell you what, you're not teaching me anything out there. We're at Hahn and Woodward Auto Restoration.
Sorry. Tell me what they say.
Does your dad wreck a lot?
Does he wreck a lot? Does your dad wreck a lot? No.
Things happen, I guess. Something got screwed up on the start and I ended up getting turned around, so go home and lick our wounds and fix it for next week.
He did this one time. You think that's going to make him better than me?
But let me just tell you, the one time I did it against 10 other people, I had the best time on the track.
Yeah.
So whose money's on me?
It was a crippled 83-year-old lady
right here next to me. Whose money's on this guy right here?
I'm going with age.
Yeah. Age? Okay, who's going with me? Oh my Lord.
Could these drivers do this without a good crew?
No. I'll tell you right out, no.
Tweet us on Twitter.
From Victory Lane to the hospital, right out of the hospital to Victory Lane, so I'm kind of happy about it.
Hey, since earlier today, I stomped the living dog snot out of Trip on the go-karts. You know where I belong? I belong in Victory Lane, brother. Yeah, Trip, you challenged me, I took you down, buddy.
You win some, you lose some.
Well, that's a good attitude. What's a bigger challenge, driving a race car or running a racetrack?
I think a smart man would have stayed racing. I really do.
Follow us on Facebook.
And like us on Twitter. What?
The other way around.
I f*** that up every time. That's the best I've ever done that. Grinding a valve is the first step in the procedure of doing a valve job. The drivers in the Rush Late Model Series can get as many as 3 years out of one of their crate engines before they have to perform this task. We're at Sharon Speedway for the Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC Rush Late Model Series. With me now is Josh Double, one of the up-and-coming drivers in the series. Well, up-and-coming, that's not exactly true. You've raced for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been about 5 years now.
How did you get your start in racing? I believe you came up through the kart ranks.
I started racing go-karts when I was 12 years old at Good Hope Speedway.
Who all has helped you learn how to race?
My dad has a little bit of an idea. He raced motocross when he was younger, so I know it's obviously not near the same thing, but...
The learning how to prepare and how to be ready to go racing, that stuff's important.
Yes, most definitely.
Now, I believe your brother Jeremy is also a racer.
Yes, he's racing a 2-barrel E-Mod. This is his second season. He's got 7 wins already this year, 6 of them being here.
I'd have to say he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He makes the rest of us look kind of bad.
You've never raced in the same division where you got the chance to race against each other?
No, even in go-karts we were in separate classes, so we never got the chance.
And who'd have the upper hand if you did?
I would hope age would help me a little bit at least.
Well, how much older are you?
3 years.
Nah, that's not going to make the difference.
No. With 6 wins, I don't think it is going to make the difference.
Now, one of the great things about the Rush Late Model Series is the crate engine helps keep the cost down. Would you be able to be involved in late model racing if it wasn't for the Rush Series?
If it wasn't for this motor program, I don't know if we'd be able to be involved in much any other sort of racing, except for maybe what my little brother's doing in the 2-barrel class.
Does the fact that everybody has the same level of horsepower help to even the field?
Quite a bit. Actually, almost hurts the racing from time to time because everyone's so close. It comes down to not making any mistakes and getting your setup absolutely perfect every night to be fast enough to beat some of these guys like Mike Pager and Max Blair who don't ever mess up.
It doesn't seem like that's holding you back any. You appear to be doing rather well.
Nah, we've been pretty decent the last few years.
Well, good luck tonight and through the rest of the racing season.
Thank you very much.
Feel the rush and witness some of the region's most exciting wheel-to-wheel racing action as the Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC Rush Dirt Late Model Series races to a speedway near you. Witness some of the nation's finest up-and-coming young drivers battle each other all summer long. Pittsburgh, Sharon, McKean County, The Rock, Roaring Knob, Allegheny Mountain, and Bradford Speedway. Bring the family and introduce your kids to our phenomenal group of racers. It's a new generation full of new young heroes. Check us out at rushracingseries.com and feel the rush.
Looking for a one-stop shop for all your dirt, drag, asphalt, and road racing needs? Look no further than Hoosier Tire, Mid-Atlantic, and Precise Racing, the region's distributor for Hoosier tires, as well as street performance products, hardcore racing parts, and VP racing fuel. Precise Racing carries a wide range of parts and accessories for circle track, drag, street performance, and hot rods. Visit HTMA Precise Racing Products on Route 356 south of Lernerville Speedway and online at preciseracing.com. Make it fast, make it precise.
We're at Sharon Speedway for the Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC Rush Late Model Series. Joining me now is Joe Martin, one of the drivers in the series. Joe, you have a lot of racing history behind you. How'd you get into this sport?
Well, just going to the local racetrack, Mom and Dad just going to the races. I tagged along, and my dad ended up working with Mike Bloss, and he invited us over to work in the garage a little bit and tag along, and that became a habit pretty quickly. Well, the whole time I was probably 8 or 10 when I started going with Mike, and the whole way up till I bought my first car, I was going to the races with him pretty much, once, twice every weekend.
So I'm assuming that all this time crewing on his car, you had the itch to get in one yourself?
Yeah, that's what made me do it, watching him and watching all the guys. You see things. I have my own way of doing things, and the only way you make that happen really is to get your own stuff. That became my goal, and I wanted to do it before I got married and everything, and we're here tonight anyway.
So obviously you couldn't afford one of those super late models, but this crate deal had to be just what the doctor ordered for you.
Yeah, if it wasn't for crate racing, I would never have been in a car yet. It's really a good deal, and I think it's the future of the sport.
All your experience with Mike, did that enable you to just hit the ground running once you got into a car of your own?
Yeah, the first night out at Mercer, we drew the pool for the feature, and I was planning on running the back like I probably should have done, but I guess first was the second best place to start. I think we led 4 or 5 laps and ended up getting 6th the first night out, so that was pretty cool.
And your primary focus is on the Rush Touring Series, correct?
Yeah, we've been doing the Rush deal, and Mike and Vicky do a heck of a job, and we have nothing against fast track. It's just more convenient for us to do the Rush deal, and we started out pretty good and got in the points race, so we're going to do the rest of the Rush deal and hit some other shows besides that.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Wish you a lot of luck in your future racing endeavors, and hope to see you in the winner's circle.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing this and giving us some publicity, and appreciate everything.
It's been great getting to know some of the Rush drivers and their families this season. You've seen some of the highlights, you've seen some of the lowlights. Oh, and there's more.
Welcome to another episode of Open Throttle 360.
Oh, I think horsepower has a lot to do with it. I don't think blowers have anything to do with it.
Well, blowers create horsepower.
Oh, do they really?
Oh, yes.
Open Throttle 360's been interviewing a lot of race. Open Throttle 360's been interviewing a lot of Rush. God, I'm sorry.
You sound like my mom picking football teams. Oh, yeah, they've got nice uniforms.
Or how I pick the NCAA brackets.
Well, their tight end's got a nice butt, so I'm going to pick that team. Is this car good for picking up chicks?
I wouldn't know. My wife wouldn't like that.
Car cruises are really about friendship, about building a bond, about spending time with friends, and about reliving all of your wonderful memories and creating new ones.
We set the world record, me and Larry, with the Catch-22 Camaro for the quickest carbureted nitrous car in the world.
Funny, we had a
messing up my hair.
meeting and we said, how can we make Tom look like the biggest dick possible? This is what we came up with.
Row, row, row your boat. Okay, we call this scene, how can we make Tom look like a dickhead?
No, I'm the one pushing. At least you're right.
Trailer caught on fire, so instead of buying all new equipment, we just decided to buy a late model.
I've asked that question of a lot of people. That is the first time I've heard that answer. My trailer burned down, that's why I got into this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if we were moving through the crowd or if the crowd was going around us. But it was a real do-do-do-do-do-do-do kind of thing.
Do you get any itch to do that again?
No, I like making money, not spending money.
Shame on you for doubting me.
I do it every day.
So does my boss.
Follow us on Facebook and
like us on Twitter.
Did you do it?
I did it.
Devour the elements with Rain Eater all-season wiper blades. Experience the distinct performance advantages of our full line of aerodynamic frameless and full-feature traditional wiper blades. Proven quality and patented innovations continue to build our distinct brand and exceed customers' expectations. Low-profile design, clean, quiet wiper action, and all-in-one adapter. Rain Eater wiper blades, the best wiper blade in the world.
Wow, nice view from up here. We've done some pretty silly stuff to promote this GoPro segment. Unless you want to see some more stupidness like this, go to OpenThrottle360.com, follow the link to upload your footage.
What the hell are you doing up there?
Let's GoPro now.
Well, Tom, I don't know how it happens week in and week out that I end up on the weenie bikes and you end up on the cool bikes. I don't like it.
My bike's cool.
It's cool, but it ain't this cool.
Well, I'll tell you what was cool this morning when it was 41 degrees and Terry Daly rode this chopper into work so we could use it as a prop.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank him for that.
Yep, thanks to Terry and thanks to Mark, owner of AID Parts Company, for letting us set up shop for our final host segment. And it's hard to believe this is a wrap on season 2 of Open Throttle 360.
Well, it has been a blast, hasn't it?
Yep, it's been a blast, and we've been to pretty much every track in the area, interviewed tons of guests, and but we got to mention the sponsors. The sponsors of the show have been great. Hopefully by now you know who they are. Patronize their business. Thank them for bringing this on the air, because you wouldn't see a lot of the stuff you do if it wasn't for them. And if you'd like to be a part of the show, go to info@OpenThrottle360. We'd love to have more sponsors.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter.
It's been a hell of a ride.
Been a blast, man.
See you in the spring.
Count on it.
See you in the spring.